Okay. Hopefully you guys were able to jot down some thoughts, and even better, hopefully you've got some goals in mind that you already have jotted down, that you're working for, that you're looking at that goal every single day. Because the question that I asked is, what do we really want? And the things that we want so badly that we will not let anything stand in our way from achieving the those particular desires and goals. What are they? Is it something that's related to a financial benefit, more wealth? Is it a particular relationship? Is it particular health? Is it a different career? We want to be better at what we're doing in our current career. What is it that we really want? Because one of the key thing that we need to remember is the things that we truly want, the things that will change our lives forever, they take time. Not only that it takes time, it takes discipline, it takes a desire, takes perseverance, takes belief and faith that you're going to be able to achieve it, especially something that it might be a goal that is so far out that everyone around you will tell you that you cannot achieve it, that it is not possible for you to do what you want to do. And sometimes it may require that the only person that believes in what you are doing is yourself. Now, hopefully that's not the case, because sometimes, and hopefully this is more often than not, we have friends and families that might believe more in us. They might believe more in our ability than we may believe in ourselves. And so if you've got someone like that, and you have a goal, a desire, something that you want to achieve, that by achieving that goal will give you a sense of gratitude and accomplishment that you've never achieved before. If you have something that you want so badly that you do not want to fail in that, hopefully you've got someone that you can share that desire and want and goal with, because there are times when things do get tough. And when you have people in your life that may believe more in you than you believe in yourself, it's at that moment when those people can help bring you forward. I've been very, very fortunate in my life. And George and we've been friends since juniors in high school. And we're approaching, my heavens, I think 34, 35 years of knowing one another. And I can truly say that he's one of those people that often believes more in our ability than we may be able to believe in ourselves. And so that is an incredible characteristic that George brings to the table, and why it's not the only reason, but one of the reasons why he's also so successful at getting people to gravitate around him. Everyone loves to have an individual in our life that believes in us. And so when we have that goal, what is it that we're willing to do to strive for it? I know throughout the years, one of the goals that I had is I truly wanted to have a solid relationship. Have a wife that was going to be truly my best friend, partner in what we wanted to achieve. And that was a long time goal of mine. And in Utah, I've been married twice. So my first marriage, I got married at, I don't know, it was either 27 or 28. And for Utah standards, for those of you that are unaware, that's an old man. I mean, here in Utah, I swear you walk off the plane if you happen to serve a mission for your local church. You walk off the plane and you've got the person who's going to marry you at the terminal, and you are married as soon as you can. So for me, I was getting married 6, 7, 8 years later after that. So I was already late to the party, but I wanted to be married. And that first marriage ended up being something that didn't work out. It was not something that succeeded. And I think 4 years later, we ended up getting a divorce. And it was interesting is I wanted that relationship so badly, but I can look back on it now. At the time I couldn't, but I was able to look back. I can look back on it now, and yes, I wanted a relationship, but I didn't know what I wanted in the relationship. So I didn't define what I really needed, what I really wanted, what was important to me. And quite frankly, even though I got a divorce 4 years after I got married, even then I probably didn't really know what I needed, what I wanted as well, because it took me about another 10 years after that to find the person that has become everything that I've wanted in that relationship. And through that 10-year period, I was not only trying to find out, define what I wanted. Throughout the process, I had to become the person that she was willing to be with as well. Because it wouldn't make sense that if I want this person that's here and I'm down here, they're not going to want me. And so there are things that I had to do, things that I had to become, challenges that I had to overcome in order to become that person to be able to find the spouse that I found. I share this story with you because most of you, if not all of you, hopefully there's a couple of people listening today that have never heard the story about the Chinese bamboo tree. Now, if you're unaware of what the Chinese bamboo tree does, is when we look at bamboo, and these things grow to well over 100 feet, 120 feet tall, is what they can grow. They are enormous. And if you've ever been in an area that has a lot of bamboo around it, there is just one after another. They are all over the place. And as we all know, bamboo is very, very strong and has a little bit of flexibility, but it is very strong wood. Well, just like any other type of tree or tree, in the development and the growth of the Chinese bamboo tree, it starts off very simple. Planting the seed in the ground. It requires a very fertile soil. It requires water. It requires sunshine. And it requires an individual to, honestly take care and nurture this soil. Through the development of this Chinese bamboo tree is, like we talked about, anything that is worthwhile takes time. Well, after you've planted the seed, after you've given it a great beginning, great soil to get started with, and you're giving the sunlight, you're giving the attention, you're giving the water every single day, you're going to find that a year is going to go by. And in that year's time, there's not going to be anything that you're going to be able to see to show any success in what you've been doing. But yet it takes the discipline to manage daily and take care of that soil, continuing to add water, continuing to make sure that everything's being treated properly, making sure there's the right sunshine. After that first year, you're now entering the second year. And in the second year, you're going to see the same thing. You're not going to see evidence of growth. And you might even, at this stage in the growth of the tree, you may start to feel a little bit of frustration. But you're determined, you're willing to persevere. So the second year goes by. Now we're into the third year. Third year, still, you see nothing. There is no evidence that anything is happening. And that feeling of doubt starts growing, and you may even have the feeling of giving up. You're deciding that this is something that maybe you did something wrong. It's not going to work. And at this stage in the game, hopefully you've got someone in your life that can remind you of what you're trying to accomplish and get you back in track. Because now things start getting tough. You might start doubting yourself, and this is where you've got to gain that. You're teaching that. You're developing that muscle for yourself to persevere through the difficult times. Because we're now approaching into the fourth year, and in the fourth year, still nothing has happened. Nothing is grown, and you're at the end of what you're trying to struggle through. But you're fighting. You are fighting very hard to see this through. And you get through the fourth year, and at this point, we enter into the fifth year. And in that fifth year, something miraculous starts happening. All of a sudden, you start seeing something pop out of the ground. We're seeing the evidence of everything that we've had to struggle through, the blood, sweat, and tears. Everything that we've been doing, we start to see finally evidence of our hard work. And what's so crazy, in that fifth year, within about a 6-week time frame, you're going to go from this little dinky piece of, I don't know what you want to call, a little bit of a weed that's going to pop out of the ground, to the bamboo tree shooting upwards of 80 to 90 feet within 6 weeks. So the question I have is, how long did it take for that bamboo tree to grow? Was it the 6 weeks that it took that bamboo tree to grow 90 feet? Or was it the 5 years that it took for that bamboo tree to grow? Because that's anything that is worthwhile and that is something that we want more than anything, it will take the time, the effort. Because just like the bamboo tree, what's happening in those first 4 years, under the ground, it is developing a strong root system. It's developing a strong foundation, because when that bamboo tree grows, it's now going to be faced with the challenges of what life has to offer it. Think about it. Bamboo tree, it's probably yay big around, and it's 90 feet tall. It's having to struggle through all of the harsh winds that are going to push it over, having to blow back and forth. It's going to have, I see Rick there. I know if Rick goes on a hike in Hawaii, I know Rick, he's going to probably be going through these bamboo marshes, and knowing him, he's going to grab on one of those bamboo trees and want to swing like a little kid. And Rick is not a small boy. He's a big boy. There's a lot of pressure that's going to be on that bamboo tree trying to stay up. And if it did not have a strong foundation, it would topple, it would collapse. That is what the growth that requires in everything that we want to achieve. That strong foundation, so that when life happens, we have that foundation already in place to overcome those challenges. That's the same thing what happens in what we're doing. In today's world, in today's market, there are agents that have been in the business for 2-3 years. And there are agents in that short period of time that have earned a lot of money. We're talking many times, You got a 21, 22, 23-year-old who's earning six figures. I can tell you when I was 21, 22, 23, I was not earning six figures. And so it would be very easy at that age to think, you know what? I've got this dialed in. I have figured this out. I know exactly what I am doing. And when things start to get a little bit difficult, because we have not put the time or the effort, become the person that we are truly capable of. Because I look at that young agent, and yes, they might be having some success, earning that six-figure income right now, which is great, which is fantastic. And what I see is a person that they were given talents that they had at a very early age. And if they were to just look at what their goal truly is or could be, not what they're looking at right now, those talents that they already have, if they were to nurture, if they were to give it more attention, if they were to develop that talent, put more effort in, that $100,000 income that they are earning would not be $100,000. It'd be $500,000. It'd be $1 million, because they already have so many great qualities and talents that are above average, but yet they're uncertain as to what they're wanting to accomplish. Because things become the market already has shifted. And I had an agent ask yesterday, well, what commission should I ask for? The first question is, well, what commission do you want to ask for? What do you want? Well, sometimes I'm hearing that sellers are not willing to pay that commission. I said they may not. Well, the reason why they may not be paying that commission is because the agent that is in front of that seller, have they conveyed enough value that would justify that seller paying that commission? Because that's where everything's going to be defined. If you believe in yourself, you know your value, you know your self-worth, then whatever commission you believe that you're worth, you will get. If you do not believe in yourself, if you do not believe that the value you bring to the table is going to command that price, then the only way to get the business is by reducing that commission to a value that you are worth. That is the secret, everyone. When you believe in yourself, when you believe in your ability to achieve what you want to achieve, there is nothing that will stand in your way. It all focuses around your desire, your belief, your discipline, your ability to persevere, and then going out and achieving it. I'll end on this little nugget, and I want you to apply this in every single one of your listing presentations. We often talk about things that in today's world, the technology, there are things that you can purchase. There are things that someone has and what somebody else doesn't have. One agent has 10 things that, oh, my marketing plan does this. I do this. I have this lead generating source is this. Okay, great. And we've lost sight of the things that everybody has, because everybody has it, so it must not be that big of a deal. I'm going to focus on the sign. The question that I have is your sign? Everybody has a sign that they put in the yard, right? So because everybody has a sign in the yard, what's the big deal about a sign? The difference is this: I believe my sign is better than your sign. And this is the reason. Because the sign has my name and my phone number on it. And when somebody's calling about the property, are they going to call you with my sign in the yard? or are they going to call me? They're going to call me. And because they're going to call me, they're going to get the opportunity to talk to me. And if I've conveyed to the seller that my ability to communicate is and persuade people to purchase that home or to take this listing is better than any other agent, then the value is that my sign is going to get me on the phone. So you can take a sign and make that sign better than anyone else's in the market. And all of a sudden, that sign now has value. But when we discount the sign, we discount our ability to actually sell. So I want you to start thinking about that. What do you want? And what are you willing to do anything to achieve? If it is wealth, who do you need to become to make that income increase based on who you are? Everyone, I am so happy to be able to be here. Like I said at the very beginning, this is a beautiful day. We got blue skies, great weather here. I hope it's the same in California. But I want you to believe in yourself. Take everything that you have done up to this point, assess it, and determine what do you want even more, and what are you willing to commit to become that person. Let's go ahead and make it a great day. Let's go ahead and